Good morning, Thursday. It's time for a sweet tea review. Thank you very much. Today, we've got a little matchup. We're doing Gold Peak Sweet Tea versus Arizona Sweet Tea. Both in the bottles, both can be bought at convenience stores, gas stations, your grocery stores. You can find these pretty much anywhere, donut shops. Thank you to Austin, who commented and requested for the Gold Peak teas. I unfortunately could not find Gold Peak Extra Sweet Tea. I know they exist and I've had them before. I could not find it here in Lynchburg, but I figured kind of cool to put it up against Arizona Sweet Tea. I actually know where to get really good deals on Arizona Sweet Tea. If you have a Walgreens card, you can go to Walgreens and get 2 of these for $1, 50 cents each with the Walgreens card. You can get 2 Arizona Sweet Teas for 50 cents each. Gold Peak's a little bit more expensive. Let's see if it's worth its price. So we're gonna start with Gold Peak. I've drank Gold Peak many times before. There's not really too many sweet teas I haven't tried. I've tried Gold Peak in the past. It's actually very similar to Pure Leaf, I think. You can also find Gold Peak in some fast food restaurants. I know Jack in the Box uses Gold Peak. I went to a pizza restaurant, BJ's Pizza. They used Gold Peak. A lot of schools put Gold Peak in their fountain kind of thing. Not like school fountains, but like fountain drinks. They put the tea. You know what I'm talking about. But Gold Peak Sweet Tea, I've typically found it lesser on the sweet side. Don't get me wrong, it's still sweet, but there is kind of like a very strong tea taste to it. It's not complete sugar. There's actually some taste from the tea, which can be a good thing, and I personally think it is. I'm not trashing the Gold Peak Sweet Tea for its tea, but it's not as strong in the sweet side, which if it's a good balance, it's perfect. If it's too much tea and not enough sugar, So we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up, and we're just going to bump you out of the way. That was almost kind of cool. Let's open up the Gold Peak Sweet Tea. There may be a little... Oh, dang it, that's all you... Oh, there you go. Oh, okay. This isn't carbonated, so you can't expect like... But hey, that was still something. I think it was all the caps doing, but hey, that was something. So, Gold Peak Sweet Tea, real brewed with real sugar, that's a good sign, because I know a lot of people don't use real sugar. Calories, 190, there's no protein. Again, it's sweet tea, so shouldn't expect protein. Total carbs, 48 Gs. Serving size, 1 bottle. This is actually more than you would think. This actually is pretty filling. Alright, I don't see anything else too interesting about the bottle, but let's look at the color. The color's pretty decent. Kind of looks like tea to me, so that's good. We're gonna no longer do the color rating. I just don't know how beneficial the color rating actually is. I will refer to the color of each tea, but I'm not gonna go and stress over a rating for the color. And I'm no longer gonna do a sweetness rating or a tea rating. I'm just gonna do one rating. I will touch on every bit of it, whether it's sweetness, whether it's its color, or the flavor of the tea. And I'm going to hit on everything, but I'm only going to do one official rating from now on, and then the dope or null, which dope means I love the tea and I recommend it. Null means I hate the tea and I don't recommend it. And null, I will say this. Null doesn't mean I hate the tea. Like Hardy's, I gave a null. But you know what? I had Hardy Sweet Tea just the other day. So just because I gave it a null doesn't mean I absolutely hate the tea. It's just I don't want to put my stamp of approval on this sweet tea. You know what I'm saying? So if I give it a null, it doesn't mean like straight up it's like the worst tea in the world. Sometimes, a lot of nulls will be. I will say A lot of Knowles will probably be like, don't try this tea. But I made Knoll a sweet tea, but it doesn't mean it's like undrinkable. You know, I mean, like if you go to the restaurant, if you go to Hardee's and get a meal or something, go ahead, get the tea. But it's just not worthy of a dope. So now that I'm kind of off that rant and back onto the idea of the sweet tea review, let's get right into it. We're going to do Pure Leaf. Oh, wait. Hopefully I haven't been saying Pure Leaf the entire time. I'll find out when I edit this video. Yeah, we're going to go to Gold Peak Sweet Tea. Here we go. Going in. Okay. I'm going to do 2 sips for each just to keep it fair. Wow. All right, that's a lot more sugar than I had expected from the last time I had tried these. A lot of times I just get Gold Peak Sweet Tea from the gas stations because that's the first thing I see, and it's like, and I'll drink it and I even like think about it. But actually, like really trying to review this, there was a lot more sugar than I had expected. It was a good tasting tea too. I mean, I'd say it was a little much. If anything, it was a little too aggressive. As soon as I took a sip, there was so much flavor. It was sweet. The tea you could really taste. You know, it was flavorful, but I feel like it was almost too aggressive. And maybe I took too big of a sip. But I think if there was any down to this after those first 2 sips, it's a little aggressive. There's a lot going on. Lots going on in your mouth with the taste and the flavor, which is a good thing, but it can reach a border of too much. And this is almost reaching that border. I think it's right under the border, but it's almost there. I am going to rate this a little lower just because it was a little much. It was a little aggressive, enough for me to pinpoint it and notice it. But the sweetness, it was sweet, man. It was really sweet. The tea is definitely really strong. You can definitely tell the difference between the tea and the sugar. You can taste the tea. A lot of sweet tea, you don't even taste the tea. You just taste nothing but sugar, and that's too much sugar. This, you can actually taste the tea, which is good. I'm just trying to determine if the tea was a little overpowering. Despite how sweet the tea actually is, there's lots of sugar and it was really sweet. The tea itself may have been a tad bit overpowering. Kind of the same issue I had with the Pure Leaf sweet tea, but when I got the Pure Leaf extra sweet, it fixed all my problems. So I'm assuming, if this is anything like Pure Leaf, I'm assuming the Gold Peak extra sweet tea, and I'll try that eventually, will fix any problems I have with this one. But yeah, I'd give this a very solid rating. This is better than the Pure Leaf sweet tea. I gave the Pure Leaf sweet tea like a 7.9, 7 point something. I'm going to give this an 8.2, which is pretty good. 8.2 for the Gold Peak sweet tea. Time for the Arizona sweet tea. So Arizona, like I said, you can get Arizona sweet tea pretty cheap. It's already only 99 cents, and if you got the Walgreens card, it's 50 cents. So that's how I get all these for so cheap, is I just use my Walgreens card. But Arizona sweet tea, it is real brewed, just like this one. So that means real sugar, probably. Southern style. 16 ounces. Well, this one definitely has a lot more. This one has 18.5 ounces. This is 16 ounces. 42 grams of sugar. 48 grams of sugar. So based off of just the label, well, actually this one is a little bit less in the bottle. So maybe it'll probably about even out. Let's go ahead. Arizona sweet tea going in. I give it one more sip. I'm a little disappointed because I get these quite often just because it's cheap. But comparing it to this, it doesn't even compete. The tea, there's like a sourness to the tea. It doesn't taste that good. It's trying to be way too flavorful and it's just not blending well. The sugar is there, but that tea is overpowering the sugar. So it's not like when you take a sip, you're not even thinking, oh, this is sweet. You're thinking, oh, what's that sour taste? I'm really not the biggest fan of this Arizona tea. And the thing is, which is weird, I actually drink it quite often. I actually have like 6 more in my fridge that I'll probably drink later. But based off of this review, if I'm being honest, it's a disappointment. Oh, wow. And I even recommended this tea to somebody. I'm sorry, bro. Caleb Howell, I'm sorry. You may have liked it. If you liked it, let me know. If anybody have tried these sweet teas and you have an opinion on them, go ahead and let me know. I hate to do it, but I'm going to give the Arizona sweet tea a 4.3. 4.3 just because I don't think it even deserves a 5, to be honest. It just was not a very good blend at all. The tea doesn't taste very good in my opinion, and because the tea is so strong with a bad tasting taste and you can't taste the sugar, I just don't think this deserves to be a 5. So I'm going to give this tea a 4.3. This one an 8. Gosh dang it. I have to look back. I think 8.2 is what I gave this tea. With that, it's time to dope or gnaw them. I think this is kind of obvious based off of my review, but I like to do this so if any of you just want to skip to the end, and just see if I dope or gnaw it, that makes it nice and easy for you. If you don't like my talking or you don't like my reviews, you can just skip to the end when I dope or gnaw. Makes it so much easier for you, even though you watching my entire video helps me more. Commenting helps me the most. So, if you have an opinion on the teas, you want me to try a tea, comment. I appreciate every single one of you that comment and I respond back because I want to interact with every single one of you that watch my videos. So let's do the Gold Peak first. It is the Gold Peak Sweet Tea a dope or gnaw? What do you think? Is the Gold Peak a dope or gnaw? Based off of this review, I think it is a dope. Yes. Gold Peak Sweet Tea is definitely a dope. I mean, it's got a good blend, a good mix of tea and sugar. The tea has a little bit of a strange taste to it, but it's actually not that bad, especially once I compared it to that. So let's go to the Arizona Sweet Tea. Is the Arizona Sweet Tea a dope or gnaw? I'm going to let you pick. Is it a dope or gnaw? What do you think? It's definitely a gnaw. It is. Like I said, just because I gnaw it doesn't mean it's absolutely terrible. It's just something I'm not going to say, hey, go out and try this because Matthew Geisel says it's good. Nah. Nah, it's not. Like, drink it if that's all you got, or if you're low on money like I've been and you just need something cheap, go ahead and drink it. But I will not straight up tell you this is the absolute best tea in the world because it's not even close. So that's the end of this review. I hope to see you next time on Sweet Tea Reviews with Matthew Geisel.